Hey, beautiful people. It is me, Tatiana Tarot, again from the comfort of my lovely bed. Because the baby this week decided to start acting up and giving me the same symptoms as I had during the first trimester, which is okay. But when you're a Virgo and you like to work and you like to hustle like me, having first trimester symptoms is not the best of things to fall in your lap. So for everybody who's been hitting me up, for everybody who's been booking sessions, and I have had to reschedule and all that jazz, thank you so much for being patient. Thank you for understanding. Literally, it is a challenge for me, and I am humbled by Baby Magic's lesson in just taking it easy, taking it slow, taking it one day at a time. Porque yo no soy así. No, that's not my demeanor. That's not my characteristic at all. I'm usually meddling in a couple things at once. And so to lie back and just chill and just drink lots of water is not my forte. I like to work. And in these past couple of days, I've just not been able to do any work. So it's okay. You know the baby has taken the wheel. Say hi. Baby Magic wants to say hi. Baby Magic is getting bigger every week. We're on 22 weeks now. About to be 23 weeks in another 2 days. And so I have to wear these like little midriff tops because I'm in New Orleans and we've got the most severe bayou weather. It's hot. I've got the fan blowing in me because the central AC here has stopped working. On top of all things, our AC has stopped working. So I'm just like literally spraying myself with peppermint water. I got this rose water. And I got my big jug of alkaline water with cranberry juice and lemon juice. Just a good detox and a cleanse just to give it some flavor. Because after all, I mean, I love water, but when you're drinking jugs upon jugs upon jugs like this, you want a little flavor in your life. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you. I honestly didn't think I'd be coming back to make this video, to be real. But my friend has been texting me and she's like, oh my God, your video last week was on point, Nana. You get the 5 and the 6 of Pentacles and all this stuff. My girl Tati. And I was like, shit, I gotta make a video. Anyway, for those that are just tuning in, hello, welcome. I read tarot cards, basically in a nutshell, and I utilize the tarot cards to access whatever spirit messages have in store for us for the highest good of all involved, to let us know what's going on in our conscious minds and to let us know what's going on in our subconscious minds. What we do not know, what we're not aware of, what we need to be aware of to function better, to manifest our desires better. And so what I usually do on a week-by-week basis, if it's not Sunday, it's Monday, I release a video on the week to come regarding these messages throughout the week. So every 2 days, I pull out 2 cards. So for every Monday and Tuesday, every Wednesday and Thursday, and then the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I pull out 2 cards. One being the conscious card, and one being the subconscious card. And then to sum up the week, I pull out an oracle deck. This week, I'm still going to be rocking with the same deck that I rocked with last week, which is the Isis Oracle deck by Alana Fairchild. This is phenomenal. I just really love the accuracy of this deck, and it's really in-depth. It's a great resource to use if you're not too savvy with the tarot's traditions and you want to get some sort of resource in regards to getting a deeper affirmations on your intuitions or wanting to plug in deeper with that. I would say use an oracle deck to guide you. It's awesome. Any of her oracle decks come highly recommended, but this is the only one that I own. So I would suggest that you go to a bookstore and just kind of feel out her choices and her options. Again, if you're looking for a regular tarot deck, I would do the same. Don't just ask me for recommendations because it's really contingent on the individual and your personal connection. So what I connect with may not be something that's in your ballpark, may not be something that you vibe with. So it's always best to like go to a store that has a lot of options and just play with the deck. I know a lot of you guys can't open the deck, so that's really unfortunate. What I like to do is I go on Amazon and I type in and I look for the reviews, or I'll ask one of my friends. Usually I'll pick up a deck based on what my friends have, and if I get to play with it hands-on, then I'll know the experience that I need to get. Sometimes decks just call me. If I've never seen them, they just call me in the store, and I'm like, okay, I definitely need to rock with this deck. But there have been situations before where I've purchased decks like the Shaman Tarot, and I didn't really vibe with it after I opened it up. I didn't really, like, the illustration was on point, but the way it was decorated and the way the booklet came out, I just wasn't rocking with it. So that can happen to you, and that's why I would advise doing your research and really listening to your gut before you buy something. So this video is basically going to be, going to be based on this coming week, Monday the 29th, all the way to Sunday, July the 4th. Shit. 4th of July is on a weekend. Isn't it always on a weekend? I don't know. Wow. That's insane. Okay. Holiday weekend after holiday weekend. So I'm going to be reading, pulling out a card for Monday the 29th and Tuesday the 30th. I'm going to be using the big Rider-Waite deck that I have here. I asked everybody to just kind of channel their higher self. You could do this just through intention, taking a deep breath and tuning into your heart space, tuning into your more expanded sense of awareness. Also, I like to give people the heads up. If you want, you can whip out a pen and paper and write things down, take notes. Things are going to resonate with you. Some people just watch this video and will forget everything. I'm the same way. I watch something, I will forget everything. So I will need to write notes to see what corresponds with me during the week. You never know. Different ideas can jump out at you. Ideas that I'm not even mentioning. Ideas that you come up with on your own. Signs from spirit. People, names, memories will pop up. So you might want to write that down just to, have some sort of reference point throughout the week. I want everybody to focus on the cards as I shuffle. And we're going to invoke spirit. Spirit, for the highest good of all involved, I ask that you bring forth all our higher selves, our spirit guides, and our ancestors to join us here today for this collective reading. Spirit, I ask that you bring forth clarity, insight, and precision in the information that you are going to present to us. And I ask that you present any information that is going to best help us on our personal, emotional, and spiritual development. Anything we most need to know, please let it be in love and light. As for the Orishas and the Loas that would like to present themselves during the process, I ask that you do so now. Again, may it be for our highest good. And I thank you all for your presence and your time and your protection, Ache. Okay, so as I'm shuffling, we're going to ask Spirit, what do we need to know consciously? What may we already know on a conscious level for Monday the 29th and Tuesday the 30th that will be popping up these days? And again, here's just a tidbit. I am reading for these days individually, but the message may not just solely pertain to those days. They could pertain to the whole week, holistically. So don't just be stuck on that message being for Monday and Tuesday. It can also apply for the rest of the week as well. Capisci? Okay, Monday and Tuesday, the 29th and the 30th, conscious, what we already know, but we need to be reminded. Conscious, what will be brought up to our conscious minds then. Brought up to the surface for clarity then. Bam. Ashe. Okay, subconscious. Monday and Tuesday, the 29th and the 30th, subconscious information. Ashe. Right. Okay, so this is really interesting, jumping back into a tarot reading without me having to read tarot for the past couple of days. Let's just get into it. So for our conscious minds on Monday the 29th and the 30th, we are getting the 5 of Pentacles. You see the imagery of these beaten up people, these battered and these worn down people. They look kind of homeless, and they're looking They're in pursuit of some sort of sanctuary, some sort of location that they can find shelter in, that they can regenerate themselves from whatever has happened, whether that be emotionally and physically and spiritually. They're essentially just looking for a place to call home and start from scratch and help themselves out. The Five of Pentacles can allude to you beating yourself up or getting beaten up along the way. It definitely speaks of some sort of journey that you may have been on, or maybe just coming out of. So this journey, although it can represent a physical journey in which many people have experienced hardships or dilemmas or challenges that have just worn down your spirit, the positive aspect of this card is that you are now conscious of that journey. You're conscious of maybe what has happened, what has transpired what has transpired to allow you to embark upon that journey, where it's been personal choices that you've made, or just an overall life lesson, or the direction of spirit. Spirit may want you to experience these hardships for a reason, and not just to kick your ass, but because it's part of your purpose. It's part of developing some sort of identity or some sort of message, some sort of inner strength that now you want to bestow on other people. Maybe it's, because of what's happened to you before, you now find a higher purpose in living and maybe leading people who are experiencing the same situation, or now you want to invent something, or now you feel the calling to create something powerful and dynamic that can help others in its cause. Now, this is not always the case, but again, I am saying that this is not the best of cards. This is not always, a happy experience. But this experience is for the betterment of your development, of your growth, for your greatness. This experience is going to show you your greatness. Now, this is not to say that you're going to have a shitty experience on Monday and Tuesday. What it is to say is that this is coming into the conscious realm. Whether it's someone else that's having this experience that you empathize with, and now you feel like some sort of calling being, awakened from you, and you must do something from that, or it's a reflection on the harder days, or it could be you kind of reminiscing on a situation that you're just getting out of, and you getting this clear idea that, okay, I really need to find some sort of stable ground. I need to be able to help myself and not necessarily look for help out there, but look for help, the strength of my spirit, to lead the way. This whole building that they're in front of can easily resemble some sort of church. You've got a glass stained window here, and we don't really see the full structure of the building, but say it is a church. The church is housing the spirit of God, the spirit of source. And if we view that as a metaphor, as our bodies being a church, our bodies being a temple, and us kind of seeking a way in, this can symbolize the process of you strengthening up your juju, strengthening up your recognition and honor for your soul and your spirit and the messages that it's giving you during this time of hardship. Generally the case, the hardship isn't being imposed on you by any external circumstances. It may just be your angle and your perspective that's making it harder upon yourself, because what you think is what transpires. And so these people, if they truly believe that they're in poverty, they believe their spirits are impoverished, then they will be living an impoverished life. So just bear that in mind in all aspects of your life. What are you lacking with the Five of Pentacles? What's being dragged out of you? Where are you yearning to seek the divine within, or yearning to seek a higher meaning or a higher purpose? Ask and you shall receive. It looks like these characters are looking for that answer, are looking for that enlightenment, are looking for that illumination, and they will be receiving it, because just around the corner is the entryway of this building, of this house of source, of of, you know, them finally getting to know, whoa, okay, I've been spilling my energy this way. Now this is the answer as to how I can give back to myself and start on a stronger foundation, so to speak. So that's what's happening on Monday and Tuesday on a conscious level. Now, subconsciously, we are receiving, okay, poo poo, you cannot jump on the laptop because that's rude. Subconsciously, we are receiving the Justice card. And the Justice card is representing balance, it's representing truth, it's representing what is just for you, what is right for you. So on the subconscious level, what is not known, okay, but is kind of ruling every sort of action and emotion that you're having, you may inherently know that the experiences that you are living out can be a result of karma. Justice can be a result of karma. You know, either ancestral karma, family karma, things that your parents have lived out, things that your ancestors that lived out that no one's fully analyzed, no one's fully challenged, energy that just goes from generation to generation, and now you're subconsciously taking it on and living through those dynamics and those patterns. This circumstance and this woe is me challenge can be a same situation that other people that you are familiar with have lived out. Again, karmically, it could just be this is what's meant to happen for you to lead you to a higher purpose, for you to regain your balance, for you to regain a sense of honesty with self and a sense of self-righteousness in the most positive of ways. We see the Justice character holding up a sword, which represents mental stability, mental balance, mental clarity. And he's also holding up a scale. On an emotional level, things are fair. So what's happening here seems to be happening a little bit more on a divine level. And I want you to analyze what's a deeper purpose for what's transpiring, for the struggles that are transpiring in your life. Because also there's a sense of things are going to be okay because they're meant to happen like this. I'm just going to rock the boat one step at a time and see the gift that unfolds along the way, because there is a gift here. This is the answer to your liberation. This, in many ways, can be a self-initiation. If we're getting the Justice card, we're getting, okay, what is due is due. What is right for you is right. The Justice isn't positive or negative. The Justice card is what it is. Okay, with karma, it is what it is. You paint it positive or negative. Ultimately, everything is really for your best benefit, but it's up to you and your free will to perceive it that way. So, the Justice is really interesting here. I see that the beginning of this week, heading into a new month, it's very, very interesting. Again, I would look into the aspects astrologically to see how this correlates with your life, or what house it falls in, or what's really being shaken up or being made right. I feel like this is a sense of justice is being served here. There's no longer a need to struggle. There's no longer a need to search. You know what you're looking for, and if you touch my laptop, boy, you ain't getting no more treats. No more tuna. Excuse me. Because if he touches something, I'm not savvy with editing and none of that shit. And then I must have to start this all over, and I'm not feeling up to it. So, no. He's a sassy little cat. Anyway, as I was saying, there's a sense of things are going to work out in their divine plan. Everything is transpiring as it needs to be. This is going to be resolved. There's a sense of, oh, I know what needs to happen here. I am the leader. I am the authoritative force. I can bring balance to the force in my life, for you Star Wars junkies. This is like everything is right. And there's a sense of inner knowing that everything is right. So if you're playing the fool and you're still going through trials and tribulations, and that's your mess up, because you need to come correct and help yourself out, you don't have to be living in misery. Here it shows us there's no need for you to be living in misery. Sure, there might be a waiting period, and I wouldn't even call it a waiting period. There just might be a sense of waiting for things to, or watching things transpire, you know, from behind the scenes, but I wouldn't call that waiting per se. So this is a very, very, very interesting combination. This is almost like the end to some sort of struggle in your life, long-term struggle. Whether the Five of Pentacles can represent you always letting in this lower vibration and you being affected to it, by it, and the Justice is like, okay, no more, I got to put myself first, and I know this now, and I know how to proceed. I know what's been going on. I've been observing it this whole time. Now it's time for me to take action. Could be that. So, or, you know, you've been feeling victimized. You've been feeling like you're victimizing yourself, and the Justice card is now saying, as a result of your self-victimization, this is what has transpired in your life, and it's not always for the best. So, you know, you reap the karma in that aspect. Now, what are you going to do so that the cards fall in your favor now? You know, you should know. At least if it's falling in your subconscious, okay, the answer might not just be obvious to the eye. It might be hidden there. You might have to search, but it's not too oblivious to you. It shouldn't be like, well, I really don't know. And if you're saying, well, I really don't know, then that means you're probably lying to yourself, or you're discrediting your intuition, because it's just right underneath the surface. So I would suggest journaling. I would suggest talking, you know, having someone that you can be completely vulnerable with, and discussing the issues and tissues in your life, and in hearing from an unbiased opinion what you could potentially be doing. Buying an oracle deck, buying a tarot card, getting a reading from someone, getting your astrology chart done, things like this that can help you tap in deeper and help you get a better understanding of yourself, and help you get a better understanding of the patterns and the cycles that are transpiring in your life, because something huge is ending, and it may just not be just one thing. It could be a couple of things that are transpiring here. This is really exciting. This is liberation. We're seeing that things are working out the way they need to work out in order for you to achieve your greatness. Okay? That's something that people say they get all the time, but it's very, very true. So let's see what's going on consciously for Wednesday the 31st and July the 1st. On a conscious level, Spirit, what messages do you have to relate to us on the 31st and the 1st of July? Conscious, what is conscious to us? What is conscious to us? Oh, yeah. Okay. What's subconsciously, what do we need to know? Okay, so the middle of the week, we're heading it off with a big bang as we transition into July. All right. Again, I'm not that astrologically savvy, so don't fill up my DMs with mira, muévete, muévete. Don't fill up my DMs with a bunch of questions about astrology, because I'm not gonna know. Okay? So, excuse me. So, on a conscious level, we are getting the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords here is a sneaky character, okay? We can see him that he has the intention of getting out of a situation, all right? He's getting out of some sort of circus-smircus situation here. Ow, stop biting my toes, ho. Circus-smircus situation. But he's not fully committed to this change. He keeps on looking behind him, almost as if he's done something sneaky and he doesn't want to get caught, or he's seeing if somebody's going to catch him. También, he's dropping swords, so he cannot adequately carry all of this weight. He's dropping it, and he's being very irresponsible. When we talk about swords, we talk about the mental realm. We talk about what we think, how clear we think, how we perceive the world around us. Our process of articulation, vocal articulation, communication, all that, ideas, thought forms, all of that jazz. And so he seems to have a lot of somewhat malicious, scratch that, that's not the right word, shady energy. He's got shady energy. And when we see the Seven of Swords, this can represent many things, because again, with the tarot, what makes it tricky in its tradition, what makes it a little like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, is that it encompasses multiple meanings in one card. It's just not one definition. It's really based on what your intuition is pulling up, and that could be a hell of a lot. So when we're seeing this character, one thought could mean that, yeah, you got to leave a situation behind, okay? But there's something alluring about that situation that doesn't allow you to fully commit to this change, or you're half-assing yourself. You got one foot in front and one foot behind, like this character. And so if you are still, you're like, oh, I gotta change, I gotta leave this situation, but you're still thinking about what you left behind and your thoughts are still in reverse, then of course you're gonna be dragging all this weight with you, and you're gonna be dropping some along the way, because you're not paying attention to the present. And this is a big lesson with the Seven of Swords, is that this is something that's conscious to you in the center of the week. How can you be more present during this change? And it's so funny because he's leaving the 31st to enter July 1st, and it's like, oh my God, new month, new resolutions, but you know what? You're not fully committing to it. You have to be very savvy with the sort of action and the emotions and the thoughts, that, especially the thoughts that are carrying you into this new energy field, because you can say all you want to say about this change, but if these other units are not supporting you, then that's not real. You're not being real with yourself. Also, you don't want to cut yourself along the way with the thoughts that may not the thoughts that may not be to your favor. And this could even be competition with other people. This may not also always be like, disruptive thoughts about yourself, or trying to run away from the past. Yourself. It might be like you can't mind your business and you're too busy focusing on what other people think, or what other people are going to do, instead of what you're doing. And you're off to like a sloppy start. So don't get off to a sloppy start. This can also mean pay attention to deviant people around you, people who are not being real. People who, may have a smile on their face, but they have other intentions. There's so many shady bastards out there. And you have to just really be in alignment with your gut to tell the difference. And sometimes that's not going to be easy. Sometimes you're like, oh my God, am I paranoid? Is this person really like out to get me or whatever? And you're just going to have to pick a side. You're going to have to freaking figure it out along the way, because it's not that simple. And sometimes you're wrong, sometimes you're not wrong, but for the most part, your intuition is not wrong. I'm not going to be one of those people that's like, oh my God, listen to your intuition. It's never wrong. If you're a person that's never exercised your intuition and you don't know what the hell you're doing, and your neurosis is on high, chances are you're going to be wrong, just because you don't know how to discern things. So I would say, now's a good time to start developing it. Now's a good time to start meditating, to start using intuitive practices, to start sniffing out the energy around you and seeing what's beyond the surface. Because that's going to give you clues. Look for actions. Look for subtle actions. Look for mannerisms. Look for the energy speaks volumes. And people don't have to speak directly to you to let you know how they feel or what their intentions are. So that could be another interpretation. Hold on one second. See if I can come up with something else. I think those two are the strongest. So if any one of those two calls to you, I would say, focus on that for the week. Don't sabotage yourself. If you're going to move forward, move all the way forward. Don't look back. And know the pros and cons. Because if you're still looking to the back of you while moving forward, that means something back there still has value. And you need to figure out what that is and why you're still attracted to it. So, on a subconscious level, for the 31st and the 1st, July, we're getting the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is very interesting. The Five of Cups, we see a melancholy figure here, cloaked in black. And he's staring at these three. I just went through puberty. I sound like my uncle when he was 13. Excuse me, guys. He's staring at these three cups that have spilled in front of him. Okay, this has been a repetitive theme in a lot of my readings recently. And the Five of Cups, okay, the Five of Cups with the spilled cups, this can represent loss. This can represent a sense of tragedy. It can represent self-guilt. It can represent sorrow. It can represent victimization. It can represent the act of making a mistake and wallowing in your mistakes. Feeling guilty over something that you couldn't necessarily control. Beating yourself up for not realizing that you were trying your best, but still beating yourself up anyway. Five of Cups, what he doesn't realize is that he has two cups behind him that are, filled with this delicious wine that he could still take on the journey with him. And there is a bridge right behind him that he's oblivious to. There is a river where he could do mad rituals in that he's oblivious to. There's this amazing castle over here that he's oblivious to. So what is saying on a subconscious level is that you're stuck, okay? You're stuck on something that you keep on and it's not necessarily a mistake or a loss that you have done. Sometimes this can be the loss of another person, or the loss of something beyond your control that you're still lollygagging on, like you're still marinating on, like you can't get over it. And what we're trying to tell you, what the spirits are trying to tell you is this little hardship here that you're like boo-hoo is actually a blessing in disguise. It's going to get you more in tune with who you are. It's going to get you toward your greatness. It's going to get you in balance. It's going to get you on to the next level. Like Mario, who's just eating a mushrooms, like blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, the strongest ever. And he doesn't see this. He doesn't see this because he's just, his whole perspective on everything is negative. It's clouding him. He's still stuck on the past, so he can't look what's in front of him, what's up, what's to come. He's not being aware of his environment, his resources, what does work for him. He's only lingering on what doesn't work for you, what doesn't work for him. And being that this is falling in the subconscious realm that you're not aware of, this is going to be tricky because this is some sort of sadness or this is some sort of behavior, some habit that you're exhibiting that you have no clue that you're doing, that you're like self-sabotaging yourself. Or, you might think that you're woke, you might think that you're very conscious and you're not. It's like something that you're looking for that is right in front of your face and you can't see it. And the only reason why that is because you haven't fully committed to letting go. And if you have let go, you're walking with all this other baggage that doesn't even need to be, with you at that time. I don't know how these people do it with lighting. They make it look so damn fancy. Coño. You want to trade people who know about lighting and editing, and I'll teach you tarot. I'll give you tarot. You do my videos. I'm serial about that, so you just hit me up in the comments below. But you got to be in New Orleans, though. I guess, unless you can find a way to make it happen without being in New Orleans, then I'll give you double the points and I'll do rituals for you. Pero, moving on, this is really huge this week, okay? And I'm not surprised because, like I said, we're leaving this month with a bang. My homegirl, the Voluptuous Witch, she's an amazing astrologer on IG. Follow her. I was just watching a really quick, brief video she just made, and it was just like an Instagram video, so it was like 5 seconds. And she was like, oh my God, I'm in the process of making you a video for next week. And it's going to be huge. Like, this week is, like, really positive. And I'm like, oh, shit. Because she is the one that reads me to filth. Among other astrologers. Oh, my God, there's just too many to name. But that girl's been popping up recently. I just love her bubbly energy. And I need that right now, so... I think she might have something to say about these cards in some way. Pero this is really just to wake you up and get the ball rolling for June. Wow, I've been saying July this whole time. It's June, my bad. June 1st, excuse me. Get the ball rolling for June 1st. Because this is going to be a poppin' month. And also we're hitting the 6-month mark of the year. We're already six months into the year, and that is ridiculous. So, if you're anything like me, or any other people that are like a little obsessive with planning, you might want to take these cards and consider them as you're making your 6-month goals to the rest of the year. Like what you're going to do from June to December. How you're going to change your life. Subcategorize everything like health, spirituality, travel, education, finances, career, family, friends, whatever. And then, write how your life is now. Write idealistically what you would like to see within this next couple of months. And then write what you need to do or change between the two differences to get that result for you. And then, fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks in the calendar. What do you have to do every week? What do you have to do every day to fulfill that weekly goal or that monthly goal? So this helps in tremendous ways. So let's see. Okay, June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. The conscious message for June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Consciously, what is it that we need to know, Spirit, for June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th? And subconsciously, what do we need to know? June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Subconsciously. Yeah. Cool. This is really dope. Consciously, the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of June, we're getting the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is a very interesting card. We see a woman who is blindfolded, right? And she's holding up 2 swords while crossing her heart. She's not being vulnerable. She's protecting herself because there's something here that she doesn't want to physically want to see, nor does she want to feel with her heart. She has pure intentions, which is why she's wearing white. But the whole situation is kind of getting out of control because she's imparting too much emotion, which represents all of the water behind her. This is a decision she needs to make. Again, when we're traveling into the realm of the swords in tarot, we're talking about the thoughts, the elements of air, ideas, communication, clarity of the minds. She is not clear in the mind, she's not clear in the mind, but also she doesn't want to be clear. She doesn't want to really see how much of a role she's playing in the situation that she needs to make a decision about, nor does she want to see the situation clearly on a factual basis. Because this is coming up on a conscious level, this is something that may be known to you, surfacing up at this time. Wow, I really did not want to see the reality about this situation, or I am dealing with someone that's being extremely stubborn that I'm waiting for, that does not want to see how they are participating in this situation. Alternatively, we don't have a long time to wait to make a decision because this moon is growing or waxing, we don't really know, and it's going through one of its phases. That means there's a new cycle arising. And when a new cycle arises, this is a new opportunity, or this is a time for change. So you want to do it before that moon completely disappears or grows to its fullest, whatever transition it's going in. So you have the opportunity to dissipate the situation, make the situation dissipate, or to enhance the situation, or prolong your waiting and make things worse. It depends on you. This is really calling for a sense of vulnerability. The fact that she's crossing her, why she ain't holding it like this? Why she got to hold it like this? That's what we don't know. But you need to reflect upon that, especially if this is something that you kind of already know behaviorally that you're participating in. Why are you hiding, guarding your heart? What are you trying to protect yourself from? And why can you not see the truth for what it is? What's so scary about the truth? And don't shame yourself. Are you trying to shame yourself in any situation about a mistake that you're afraid that you might be making? Or are you already ashamed about some sort of decision that you need to make? The fact is that, there's fire underneath your ass now, because we're getting the subconscious card for this weekend, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, is the Ace of Wands. This is the fire element, and this is unexpected opportunity. This is the opportunity of growth. This is the opportunity of innovation, of change. This is a card of geniuses. This is like, oh my God, I have an idea. It came immediately in my intuition, and I need to take it because it has all these little stubbles of growth around it, and it can really make shit happen for me. Ace of Wands, you only have so much time to take that wand. Like the Nike slogan, just do it. This is either initiating a project, initiating something very different that you didn't expect for you to do. A sense of bold and courageous action. This is a card of empowerment. This is a card of taking matters into your own hands and being willing to deal with the repercussions of such, regardless of what angle you turn to. So it's a really dope card. It's a card that's not really going to wait for nobody, because fire doesn't wait for nobody. It just spreads its influence. But the Ace of Wands is very, very dynamic. And since this is coming up in the subconscious realm, this is saying that by making this decision, you'll be on top of the world. You'll know that you will have an advantage point in your life. This is the route that you need to take. Consciously, you already know the decision, if that's the case. But you're holding back because maybe you're afraid of change, or you're afraid of other people involved, or maybe you're holding back on, something is true, and you're like, hold on, I just want to give it an extra chance because maybe something else is going to happen, even though nothing else is going to happen. You know that you need to make this choice. Very interesting cards, guys. Very interesting cards. So let's see what's going on for the Isis Oracle deck. Oracle, Spirit, what is our message for this week? The week of the 29th, May 29th to June 4th. Not July 4th, June 4th. Okay. Didn't we have this last time? Okay, hold on one second. This card is Magic and Ritual, crafting a sacred practice. Effect in the external world can be created through inner practice. Magic and ritual can support your divine path now in the physical world, and you are encouraged to enhance your power with regular practice. The results that you experience will encourage you to continue with the practice as you grow in power, grace, love, ability, and wisdom, and apply your inner beauty to transform your outer world. For us to grow empowered and potent on the path of ancient feminine power, we need to honor our knowing and being and cultivate sacred practice. Sacred practice becomes the habit of growing our spiritual power and consciousness. Like a garden needing regular care and watering to blossom and flourish, our inner garden of the soul, where our creativity, joy, spiritual gifts, and bliss bubble away, also need regular attention. Coming to our practice takes strength and inner will. Even though it can feel amazing, we still have to wake up, set aside time, and discipline ourselves to show up for our own inner growth. We will reap the benefits when we do, but we must allow ourselves to fall in love with our practice, to craft something that really speaks to us so that we want to do it. The desire and the discipline together help us engage with our practice regularly, and we can grow so fast that it can be quite shocking. When an initiate shows particular promise, higher guidance will often encourage that they develop a regular practice to own their spiritual and creative abilities and more fully manifest their divine potential. They will grow faster and stronger spiritually and be able to step into spiritual healing and leadership to greater effect. You are one such soul, dear initiate, and you are being guided to prepare for this growth and authority now with your sacred practice. This oracle is guidance that you do have great power and wisdom within you, but you need to provide channels for it to flow and be active and empowered in your physical life. Sacred practice is such a channel. Without these channels, the ego is left to create on its own, which is not much fun at all. The ego believes in fear and separation, and no matter how much it may want to feel love, bliss, connection, joy, and fulfillment, it really cannot do it without your spiritual presence in life. Ritual and magic as a form of sacred practice are recommended for you as a way to bring more spiritual presence into your waking life, to heal and support the ego as you learn and create a life that feels better and brings you and others more fulfillment. Sacred practice with magic and ritual may involve all of the guided exercises in this oracle. Choose what feels good for you and experiment with what might be a regular pattern of practice for you. You are worth the effort. Remember, whatever effort you do put in will be repaid to you in wonderful benefits many, many times over. Once you experience these effects, and it might only take a day or a week or two for the effects to show itself, you will be more committed to continue. The effects are cumulative. As you continue to practice, the positive effects continue to grow. If you have recently started sacred practice, this oracle is confirmation that it is working well for you, and you should not to give up if you are not seeing the results that you had hoped for they're coming to you fast. That ain't made no sense to me. I hope it makes sense to you. This oracle is also confirmation that if you are considering making an adjustment in your sacred practice, it might be time to do so, provided that you don't dismiss the gains that you have already made with your current practice. And you remember that sometimes small changes can have big effects. Ritual and magic, practice with clear intent to be of service to the highest good and to manifest through unconditional love, accelerates your power and growth, particularly when it is based on what your heart truly desires. It might be about connecting more with your body, about stilling your mind, or expressing your voice of creativity. An example of a practice is outlined now, but it is simply as an example. As long as your practice includes invocation or prayer to divine forces of unconditional love, provides a structure through which divine energy can flow, and it feels natural and right for you, then it will work for you. Please note that if you have pulled the Pillar of Light card together with this one, then including that ritual as the heart of your practice is recommended at this time. Okay. I'm going to read this ritual because it's short, and I'm not going to write it down this time because the box cut me off, and that was very irritating last week. So, if you need to write or take notes, I would advise you to just listen to this once. And, ahí está. I just need to raise it, I think. Take notes, dude. You know, rewind the video. It's like, people will be like, oh my God, can you speak slower? No, rewind the fucking video. My bad. Excuse me, with all due respect. Okay. Sacred practice with the Lady Isis. If possible, have some music playing softly in the background and a candle ready, handy, ready to light. Rest quietly in a space where you will not be disturbed and close your eyes. Say out loud, I call upon Isis who loves me unconditionally and my own divine self now, in love, light, peace, and power. May blessings, protection, healing, and awakening abound. I dedicate my practice to divine love, so be it. Sit quietly as you listen to your music and light your candle. Say, with this candle alight, I open my practice in sacred space. You may like to sing or chant the incantation below or any favorite prayer or poem from this oracle, for example, in devotion to the goddess Isis as a way to move into your practice. I am, I am, I am. I am the light divine. I am the love sublime. I am the peace beyond space and time. I am, I am, I am. When you are ready, close your eyes and be aware of your heart and your body from the base of your spine down to your toes and up towards the crown of your head until you are peacefully aware of what the inside of your body feels like with gentle awareness. Follow the breath and keep your awareness in your body. When you are ready, imagine a soft ball of pure light within your heart, expanding with your breath until it fills your whole body and your energy fields extending around your body. Now imagine sealing that light in a bubble of violet light and golden light in 2 layers, wide and strong around your energy field. When you have done this, gently open your eyes and place your hands in prayer position with your 4 fingers touching your forehead and your head slightly bowed, and say, for divine light, love, and protection, I give thanks now. I am, I am, I am. When you are ready, just extinguish your candle and you are done. Ay, coño, there's another one. Excuse me. Incantation for sacred practice. You can say this incantation and excerpt from the ritual above as part of your practice each morning or independently if you do not have time for a full practice. I am, I am, I am. I am the light divine. I am the love sublime. I am the peace beyond space and time. I am, I am, I am. Ashe, babies. I wish you all the best this week. Excuse the minor tidbits and confusion with the dates and all the jazz. But this is for July. It's for June. I keep on saying July. Something's gonna happen in July, guys. July's gonna be popping if it keeps on coming out of my mouth. Anyway, I thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to book a session with me, I'm in New Orleans. It's going to be a couple of weeks in advance. Shoot me an email if you have a particular date and time in mind to make sure I am available. My email is urbanillumination@gmail.com. You could book a session or just review what I do on my website, myurbanillumination.com. And my social medias to keep track of me, Baby Simba, and Baby Magic at Tatianna Tarot. And that's TatiannaTarot. I am so hungry right now. I'm going to go eat. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Ciao.